Hello, everybody. It's Marty Smith from FullTiltPokerReport.com. We're actually at the Full Tilt Poker F-Tops tournament for Sunday, November 20th, and got in the middle of a hand here where Mike Matusow has gotten into a confrontation with one of the amateurs playing. It's about maybe close to 2 hours into the tournament. Matusow has not really done that great this tournament. Thing is, he made the final table a couple of weeks ago, did much better there before sort of fusing out in about seventh or eighth position. Here, he hasn't this week. He hasn't really gotten a lot of chips. I think he maybe topped out at about 55, 5600, then dropped down to 31, 3200, and then recently he just got back up to about 4800. Here he is in the big blind, and he just called a 400 chip raise from Eastside Slim over here, who put it in from middle late position. Thing is, it was a 400 raise, and the blinds are only 40-80, so he's got maybe like a 5 or 6 times the raise here. So they created a pot about 960 chips. To me, I got to be putting this guy on a pair, maybe a mid pair, eights, nines, something like that. Maybe even better, like tens, jacks, or queens. Just happy to take down a pot without seeing an ace on the flop. We're going to play this out, and I'm going to show you what happens because it's quite an interesting hand to see. And the flop comes an interesting little ragged flop here. Two diamonds and a pair on board. Looks like it could have missed both of them. So if I have, a powerful ace in this hand, I got to be worried about being behind a pair over here. So it's probably, to me, it'd be something to check down or be very cautious about. So we're going to play it through, see what Mike Matusow does. Bing. Okay, now, uh, first of all, he has 4,300 chips left, and he goes all in to a pot with 960 chips. Well, easily. I mean, there's a lot of time left in this tournament to double up. So this is one of those situations where you are probably only going to get called in this hand if your opponent has something better. The upside is really, really slim unless you're just making a play and you want the guy to call. Let's say you flopped a powerhouse like a boat, or you have your kings or queens and you want to protect them against a flush. So we're going to see what happens here. I think it was a bad move to do the Niners. I probably would have done pot, and we see what happens is that Eastside Slim turns over quads, and Mike Matusow was on a draw. He had overcards. I can't believe that Mike Matusow thought he was ahead, but I suppose he also thought that he could bully Eastside out of a pot. And I mean, hey, if we've been playing on the internet as long as I have and as long as you have, you've got to know you are not going to knock somebody off a pair of nines, uh, after seeing this flop. To me, it's just you're walking into a trap here. Yes, you could let's say they did have eights or nines, and you hit your ace or queen. You could get lucky, so you do have some potential to win the hand, but you're just to me you're just stepping into a landmine here. The funny thing about this is that Eastside Slim had Mike Matusow covered and took him out of the tournament. So Mike, being the Mike we all know, uh, jumped into the fray in the chat box and was arguing that his move was right and that he was favored against any other hand except what Eastside Slim was holding. And we did a little bit of analysis at the cardplayer.com calculator. And before the flop, like I said, I had assumed that it looked like, to me, it looked like a mid-pair raise. He was holding 8-8. Even if he had 8-8, Mike Matusow was not the favorite in that hand. He was a slight underdog. It's almost even, but a slight underdog. Um, Now that would probably be, to me, the best case scenario, because I can't, I didn't really feel that somebody would make a raise like that with ace king. Usually an ace king situation is a bit more it's a bit more conservative. You're not really going to jump out, especially when a pro's sitting in the big blind and that, and it's his big blind. But even with an ace king, Matusow would still be an underdog. It's just uh, don't really know where Mike was thinking there. It was a bit of a mistake. He certainly did not think it through. I had slowed down that tape, by the way, so Mike Matusow actually jumped right in after the flop within about 5 seconds, going all in. So he did not take enough time to think about this. Let's put another pair here, maybe something like nine, to see if that changes anything. Probably not, just keeps a slim edge here. But let's say something like a bigger pair. And this is not out of the realm either, in that somebody could have had a bigger pair like this. And, just at this stage of the tournament, they just wanted to protect their hand, or making sure they're getting heads up and, avoiding an ace on the flop. Matusow is still way behind. And again, that would, the ace king or the 8-8 would have been the best case scenario, but here's a very likely hand that Eastside could have had. He could have flopped a boat, you know. This is not out of the realm of possibility. So no matter how you look at it, Matusow was just down and out for the count, against a few select hands, very plausible hands, and he was an underdog to some more realistic hands like the 8-8, the 9-9, 10-10, and a bigger dog to hands like Queen-Queen, King-King, and even Ace-Ace. So even a hand like this, Matusow said, or a hand like the pocket fours that Eastside did have, Matusow said that it was only that hand that he was an underdog to. That is absolutely not correct. That is uh, a miscalculation, a misjudgment, and he stepped into a landmine here with his whole stack on a pot of 1,000 and turned it into a massive pot for Eastside Slim. Really bad move, and he was trying to make up for it in the chat box, and that just sort of blew up in his face. Anyhow, that's part of the F-Tops tournament. Guys, if you want to see uh, this whole tournament played out, actually not the whole tournament, but the final table, I should say, um, we do have that recorded, and it's at fulltiltpokerreport.com. As soon as you get there, there's a banner at the top that says the F-Tops final table video. It's a great final table, some great final table action, some real controversial hands, and big money at stake. First place actually took down $225,000. Anyhow, that is a little hand discussed there with Mike Matusow, and it's Marty Smith at fulltiltpokerreport.com. Please go to my site if you're signing up for this site to play poker. Anyhow, guys, good night. Ciao. See you next time.